What's up, guys, and thanks for tuning back into the Token Metrics YouTube channel. I'm Forrest, Senior Cryptocurrency Investment Analyst at Token Metrics, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at several realistic scenario models for a Chiliz price prediction this market cycle. All right, so first let's zoom in a little bit and take a look at where Chiliz has been trading recently. So Chiliz was chopping for quite some time around 20 cents before it broke into an uptrend. And then the NFT narrative really kicked in into full force at the beginning of March, and Chiliz just completely took off. Now, Chiliz has been moving in this pattern, this exponential pattern, where it's been following support levels at roughly a 2x or in 100% moves. So we went from 12.5 cents to 25 cents, doubled again to find support at 50 cents. And if the bullishness continues for Chiliz, I think we could be in for a move to $1. Now, you will note that the volatility and severity of these corrections is increasing, which is usually a sign of it slowing down. So hopefully we can make a move to $1, but let's actually zoom out a little bit now and construct some scenarios for a price prediction for Chiliz this market cycle. All right, so we can see that Chiliz was on this nice uptrend and consolidation pattern in terms of its market dominance. If you're not familiar with what market dominance means, this is just Chiliz market share against the total cryptocurrency market cap. So the total cryptocurrency market cap right now is at about $1.8 trillion. If the Chiliz dominance were to rise to 1%, just means that Chiliz would own about 1% of the total cryptocurrency market share, 1% of that $1.8 trillion. So it's recently gone on a big run up to 0.25% market dominance. Now, it becomes exponentially more difficult for Chiliz to eat up market share because it's got to compete with some of the biggest, best projects out there with the likes of Cardano, Polkadot, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? So it's going to be very difficult for it to continue going up, but if it's just taking a breather right now and then continues on, I think we could realistically see a Chiliz market dominance of 1% this market cycle, although I don't think that's exactly likely. All right. In a more bearish scenario, we could see Chiliz drop down, the Chiliz market dominance drop down to about 0.0625%, which is in line with the trend line that we were on for quite some time. So I've constructed a range of different market dominance scenarios for Chiliz. Now we're going to take a look at the total cryptocurrency market cap, from which we can start to extrapolate some price predictions. All right, so the total cryptocurrency market cap has been moving up on a linear trend line since 2014 on a logarithmic scale, as you can see down here. Logarithmic scale just means that each tick is a greater magnitude than the last tick. So that means a linear trend line is going to translate to exponential growth. And beyond that exponential growth in the cryptocurrency market, or the total cryptocurrency space, we see further exponential growth when we bubble up and get overvalued against the trend line that we're already experiencing exponential growth on. So back in 2014, we were 1,600% overvalued against the trend line. Back in the 2017-2018 bull run, we reached an overvaluation against the trend line of 2,600%. That's when Bitcoin ran to about $19,700. And Ethereum ran to about $1,400. And most recently, we have been on this 6-month strong trend line headed up to an estimated $5 trillion in total cryptocurrency market cap by sometime in July if we were to maintain this trajectory. So what we can do is we can construct 3 scenarios that could be realistic this market cycle for the total cryptocurrency market cap. Now, some people might say $10 trillion. That's a big difference from where we are at today at about $1.8 trillion. That would be over a 5x. Well, we can kind of just gut check ourselves and say, well, if we reached $10 trillion in terms of our total cryptocurrency market cap, by the time we got to July, we'd actually only be overvalued against the trend line by about 1,500%, which, based on historical data, is somewhat plausible, somewhat reasonable. Now, if we were to include a scenario of 25 or 50 trillion dollars, that might be getting a little bit unrealistic. So we're going to stick to $10 trillion for our most bullish scenario. $5 trillion because that's the path that we're on by July. So in the next couple months here, we could continue this trajectory onto a total cryptocurrency market cap of $5 trillion. And then in a more bearish or conservative scenario, maybe we tail off and only reach $3 trillion in total cryptocurrency market cap. All right, so let's plug that in and cross-reference our market dominance scenarios for Chiliz and enter it into a matrix with our total cryptocurrency market cap scenarios. And all we're doing here is we're multiplying our market dominance scenario by our total cryptocurrency market cap scenario, and then dividing by the total supply of Chiliz tokens in circulation. All right, so because we're moving we're using such a short time frame over the next couple months, I didn't build any inflation into this model because it would just be such a negligible amount. So keep in mind, if Chiliz experiences any inflation over the next couple months, these could be overvaluations by a couple cents in either direction. So just keep that in mind. The inflation's not going to be too big of an issue, though, or cause too much of an inaccuracy. All right. So in our most bearish scenario, we have a $3 trillion cryptocurrency market cap, and then Chiliz falls back down to the trend line in terms of market dominance, and we see Chiliz kind of come down to 35 cents from where it's currently trading at about 62, 63 cents. All right, so that's our more bearish scenario where Chiliz has kind of played its card. The trade is over, so to speak, and it's just going to regress back down to its trend line after all this hype. In our most bullish scenario, the NFT narrative is just getting started. People are really bullish on Chiliz long term. They think it's going to continue to grow, and it has massive, massive potential. The total cryptocurrency market cap in this scenario, almost 5x's or more than 5x's from where it's at right now. We get a full-blown alt season, and Chiliz really continues to perform well and goes to a 1% market dominance, outperforming the rest of the market from where it's at right now. Then we're looking at a potential of a $19 price point for Chiliz. Do I think this is likely? Absolutely not. But I don't think it can be completely ruled out based on the scenario, the scenario parameters that we're using. And I do think because of the narrative that we're seeing with Chiliz right now, a 1% dominance is possible. We're at a 0.2% dominance right now, or a 19.5 or a 0.196% dominance. I think Chiliz has the potential to 5x in dominance from where it's at if this narrative keeps up, if NFTs really become the big narrative. I think it's possible. I don't think it's out of the question. So that's our absolute most bullish scenario. Do I think that's going to happen? No. What I do think is more likely to happen is that we continue on this trajectory for a $5 trillion total cryptocurrency market cap for our peak, and then Chiliz, maybe 1x's from where it's at right now in terms of market dominance, or in terms of where it's been at, where it peaked at already at 0.25%. And then we maybe see a $4.68 Chiliz, or maybe it continues to maintain its market dominance right now, and we see a $2.34 Chiliz. Right, so somewhere between $2 and $5 for Chiliz is bullish, but I think a fair and a realistic price prediction if Chiliz isn't overblown and the trade isn't over. All right, so some people like to look at charts instead of tables. This is just the same data on a chart rather than a table, and you can see our three scenarios here in terms of our market cap. Our more bullish $10 trillion market cap scenario is in green here, and then we also have the corresponding market dominance scenarios for Chiliz down here, right? So in a bearish scenario, I think Chiliz could go to $1.17 from where it's at right now. In a realistic scenario, probably $2.24 is fair. And then in a more bullish scenario, I think $4.68 to $5 for Chiliz is possible. This 468 number right here shows up twice in two different models. Okay, do I think $19 is plausible? Yes, but I don't think it's likely. I think Chiliz would really once things have started moving exponentially, it becomes more and more difficult for them to continue that trend and that explosiveness. Could we get another leg on this? Potentially, but I still think the more realistic scenario is 224 with a bullish opportunity of maybe $4 or $5. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped. Thanks. Bye.